Hi viewers, today we will discuss about the blood-brain barrier, but in a different way. Teacher, what is blood-brain barrier? Student, so it is Central Reserve Police Force, CRPF, who acts as a barrier between our country and noxious elements. Teacher, how? Student, C for capillary endothelium, R for resting or basement membrane, P for pericytes, and F for footplate of astrocytes. Just like CRPF, they act as a barrier between brain cells and noxious elements present inside the brain capillary. Here you can see these are the blood flowing in the capillaries, and this in blue color, these are capillary endothelium. It rests on this white color. This is basement membrane or resting membrane. This is footplate of astrocyte, and these are smooth muscle, pericytes. Now know about something. Two line about each. That is the capillary endothelium. It is of simple squamous type. That it is single layer and flattened. There is tight junction between two cells. This is very important, that there is tight junction. About the basement membrane, it is thick, 40 to 50 nanometer thickness. Call help, that is a mnemonic, that it is made up of call, that is collagen, H for heparin sulfate, E for intactin, L for laminin, and P for proteoglycans. This in white color, this basement membrane is made up of these things, this materials. Okay, and now pericytes. This is pericytes. It is a smooth muscle cell only present in the narrow lumen capillaries, like in brain, in the microcirculation. Footplate of astrocytes. These are in dark gray. These are the footplate of astrocytes. They cover 95% of the abluminal surface. This capillary has luminal surface towards the lumen, and outside the lumen these are the abluminal surface, and 95% of the abluminal surface are covered by the footplate of astrocytes. Teacher, which substance can pass through it easily? Through the blood-brain barrier, can pass through it easily, or visitors allowed in brain house? The student, goose, ocean, and storm can pass through it. Just goose, that is a bird, panchi, ocean, nadiya, storm, हवा के झोंके, wind, okay, can pass through it. Storm, goose are the carrier mediated. Storm, this is storm, and this goose are carrier mediated, but ocean can pass easily. What? So I mean to say that there is one song from movie Refugee, that पंछी नदिया पवन के झोंके कोई सरहद न इन्हें रोके. So panchi, that is goose, nadiya, ocean, and pavan, that is a storm, can pass through it. Now decode this thing. G for goose and G for glucose. Glucose can pass easily. This ocean, O for O2, C for CO2, E for enzymes, A for alcohol, and for nucleic acid precursor. Ocean. Okay. Storm, ST, that is S for steroid and T for thyroid hormone. They can pass easily through the blood-brain barrier, out of which this ocean can pass very easily, and these goose and storm are carrier mediated. Teacher, which substance cannot cross blood-brain barrier, or visitors not allowed in brain house? They are HUD. Why? Student, because don't cross your limits. हद नहीं पार करनी चाहिए. Had, that is H for hormone other than thyroid hormone, A for antibody, and D for Dalton, that is more than 500 Dalton molecular weight substance cannot pass through it. Teacher, which condition open or destroy blood-brain barrier, or who can force to open the door of brain house? Student, Bomb and Rati. Bomb and Rati, that a beautiful goddess named Rati, they can open or destroy any barrier. So bomb, just decode B for blood pressure, high blood pressure, can forcibly open the blood-brain barrier. So B for blood pressure, high blood pressure, O for high osmolality, that is high concentration of the substance, high osmolality, M for microwave, and these are used to introduce drug for neurodegenerative disorder, this microwave. And B for birth, at birth it is not developed, this blood-brain barrier. And Rati, just decode it, R for radiation, T for trauma, I, that is infection, inflammation and ischemia. They destroy the blood-brain barrier. Teacher, is there any secret door or deficient blood-brain barrier for communication for any special purpose? Student, there are 7 secret doors. There are 7. Altogether known as circumventricular organ by the side of the ventricle, sea coast. If we imagine ventricle as the sea, the ventricle where CSF is filled up. So, by the side of the ventricle, circumventricular organ, there are 7 sites at which blood-brain barrier are deficient. Who are they? Student, I am scorpion. Just leave I am scorpion. That is A for area prostrema, M for median eminence, S for subfornicial organ, C for commissural organ, OR for organ vasculosum, P for pineal body, and N for neurohypophysis. Just leave I am scorpion. Okay. Help! Teacher cried, help! Just chill. These are the circumventricular organ. This is mnemonic, scorpion. So just chill. This is A for area prostrema, which senses emetic substance. M for median eminence, for releasing anterior pituitary hormone. This is anterior pituitary hormone. S for subfornicial organ, which releases angiotensin II, which regulate blood pressure. C for commissural organ, release transthyretin, carrier of thyroid hormone. OR for organ vasculosum, which senses peptide. P for pineal body, release melatonin, which regulates circadian rhythm. Neurohypophysis, which release antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin. So, these are the circumventricular organ. Here at the roof of the fourth ventricle, this is area prostrema. Okay. And this is here at the floor of the third ventricle, there is a swollen part, that is median eminence, and this is inside the sella turcica, this is pituitary gland, and this is posterior pituitary, that is the neurohypophysis. Median eminence for the release of antipituitary hormone, and neurohypophysis, that is posterior pituitary, which is releasing the antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin. This is organ vasculosum by the side of lamina terminalis. This is lamina terminalis. Organ vasculosum, this which senses peptide. This is subfornicial organ just below the fornix by the side of foramen of Monro. This is subfornicial organ which releases angiotensin to regulate blood pressure. And this is commissural organ. Here is the commissural organ which releases transthyretin, which is a carrier for thyroid hormone. Pineal body, this is our pineal body which releases melatonin, which regulate the circadian rhythm. So these are all circumventricular organ having no blood-brain barrier for some special purpose. Teacher, whole of the ventricle is lined by ependymal cell, but at the site of deficient blood-brain barrier, having no blood-brain barrier, it differentiates into which cell? It is tanycytes. Tanycytes. Ependymal cell differentiated into tanycytes where blood-brain barrier is absent. There is one special drug efflux system inside the brain. Name that. Student. It is P-glycoprotein system. This is a special system inside our brain which pushes any drug from the brain. Who has first noticed blood-brain barrier? It is Sir Paul Ehrlich, who introduced strip and blue inside vein. All body tissue become blue except brain cell. And that's why he noticed that there is some spatial barrier in between the brain and the body tissue. That is called blood-brain barrier. Teacher, well done. Thank you, sir.